Motivation is absolutely useless when it comes to getting in shape. Now, and I'm actually going to go a step further and say that the version of motivation that you've been sold, it doesn't exist, okay? There is no permanent fire that is going to suddenly arrive one morning and make you want to train and hit your macros and do your cardio every day. Like motivation, it's a temporary emotion. Yeah, you can hear all the Eminem tunes and slam back the pre-workout and watch all the transformational reels and read all the books on mindset. And for maybe 3 hours, maybe 3 days max, you might think you're turning into some fucking machine. And then work gets busy. You know, the process becomes repetitive. You stop seeing all the instant progress, and straight away, you just go back to the same habits, to the same body, to the same version of yourself that you were before. Because getting in shape, it doesn't require more motivation. Yeah, it requires actually having discipline and systems, guys. And ultimately, it requires you to have a complete shift on who you believe you actually are, okay? Because I spent years, guys, getting motivated on Monday, you know, convincing myself I'm gonna change, I'm gonna go all in, I'm hyping myself up. And then I just fall off come Wednesday, come Thursday, and I just remain stuck in this skinny, fat version of myself. And my body only changed when training and nutrition and my daily standards became non-negotiable. Yeah, it stopped being an option. It just became a part of my lifestyle. It became a part of my life. I stopped giving myself that choice. And that was the shift. Yeah, not more motivation, but discipline, but systems, guys, but habits. So you need to build a body without relying on this temporary emotion. It's that simple, guys. So the right action actually becomes automatic, and these feelings stop you from, you know, restarting every Monday, guys, and you finally become the man that you actually respect. But the first things first is you need to get real. Like at some point you need to, you know, grab your bollocks and check they're still there, because the world today, guys, the reality is they're producing a bunch of estrogenic fucks, yeah, who believe every emotion needs to be listened to. Every feeling needs to become some sort of instruction. Tired means you skip the gym. Stressed out means you eat a shitty Domino's pizza. You know, you eat like shit, guys. Busy means that you just completely abandon the pan. And one difficult day, it means that you just throw your entire week out the window. And the reality is, I don't care. I don't care how you feel. The world doesn't care how you feel, because not because your feelings ain't real, but because your feelings do not deserve control over your actions. It's that simple. We need to actually install a little bit of discipline here. And what is discipline? The ability to actually do what needs to be done, regardless if you feel like it or not. And that is it, guys. Yeah, it's not about having the perfect day or the perfect playlist or the perfect routine and conditions right now. It's about acting correctly when that soft version of you is trying to negotiate. Yeah, it's way out of the works, guys. Like, you won't always want to go to the gym every day, all right? Your life's going to get hard. Now, you won't always want to do the hard things, but you do it anyways, because the action is actually attached to your standards and not your emotional state. Like, you just need to stop being a little bitch. It's that simple, guys. Like, do you think when I was a fat bastard, I woke up every day desperate to get out the door and go on my runs in the cold at 3 a.m? That's what I used to do, guys. Yeah, like, of course I didn't. Of course I didn't, all right? There were days I didn't want to do any of it, you know? There were days I didn't even see the point. I wasn't seeing any results at this time, but I was so done being stuck in a version of myself that I just didn't like. Yeah, it was that simple, guys. And I had to take control of my life. I had this vision of the man that I actually wanted to become. And all these temporary emotions were no longer going to override that vision. It was that simple, guys. Yeah, these feelings you get, they ain't instructions, okay? Like, feeling a bit uncomfortable doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing. I think we're in this world today where discomfort is like, you know, seen like you're going down the wrong route. But in my opinion, discomfort is proof, guys. Yeah, it's proof you're heading in the right direction. But you need to actually act before emotion and stop waiting to feel ready, waiting to get out of bed early, guys. Like, you know, getting out of bed early before your mind begins, guys. Negotiating that behavior, okay? Action is going to create that momentum. Like, you don't need to feel motivated before acting, guys. Like, a lot of the time, that action that you take, that is going to create the energy that you're looking for. And that is the exciting part. And you wish that you've done it sooner. And that is how you build confidence, guys, through finally actually doing it. Yeah, finally actually doing it and not thinking about it all the time. But you do not want to spend every second of your day fighting yourself. Yeah, and this is where systems come in. We must remove all the negotiations. You know, most people are leaving far too many decisions these days, in all honesty. Like, until the moment, what time should I train? What should I be eating? All these decisions, guys. Yeah, and all the more decisions, the more you're leaving out there, and the more chance you're literally not gonna stick to the plan and the goal that you set yourself. So the aim is to reduce the number of decisions required. And the way I look at it as well, guys, for example, you know, brushing your teeth, turning up to work. Like, you don't need to wake up and ask yourself the question, do I feel motivated to brush my teeth? You don't need to, you don't need some motivational speech every morning to turn up to work, guys. Yeah, those actions, they become normal. They're part of your life. It's that simple. They have a time, they have a place, guys. They are expected in the calendar. So we need to start looking at the training and nutrition and the daily setup just eventually becoming the norm. Yeah, not dramatic, guys, okay? It's just what we do. It's non-negotiable. You know, my guys inside Elite, me and my clients, we literally follow a 7-day structured blueprint. Yeah, Monday to Sunday, it's all mapped out. You know, every hour of my day is mapped out. All right, I know what's happening in the morning. I know what's happening in the evening. I know what time I'm training that day. I know what I'm training. Yeah, general meal time and everything is in that calendar, and it fits around your work, your shifts. You know, it could be a school run, guys. It could be family responsibility, whatever, guys. Okay, we need to build it out. Yeah, like my guys, they don't wake up and ask themselves the question, what am I supposed to be doing today? It's that simple, guys. You know, they look at the blueprint and they execute. Yeah, it's on their wall. You know, I even have mine saved on my laptop, screensaver, right? Like Monday, push day. Yeah, like imagine just waking up and knowing what you're training that day, knowing all the exercises. Yeah, before the 9 to 5 actually begins, before the emails and before everyone else starts demanding all their attention off you. You know, it's all boxed off, guys. Like, there's no morning negotiation. And that is how we remove the decisions. That is how we remove all the clarity, guys. Yeah, the decision is made before the morning arrives. And for me, guys, what I like to do is a PM process. Yeah, I think it's just as important as the morning process. It's non-negotiable for me. You know, that successful morning, that starts the night before. Yeah, I'm reviewing the next day. I'm laying the clothes out. You know, I have the main task set for the following day before winding down. And I literally give myself, you know, enough time to actually wind down calmly, guys, and have my 7-8 hours of sleep. All right, it's absolutely non-negotiable. I used to neglect it massively, but a disciplined morning usually comes from a structured evening, and that's the way I see it. But again, the blueprint, it must fit around real life. All right, it can't be some fantasy routine that you copied off some influencer, yeah, who doesn't have a normal job. Like, guys, it needs to be, you know, it needs to work around your working hours, your commute, your shift patterns, where your body is currently at, and the results you're actually aligning to. Yeah, the results that we actually want to create. Again, like, everyone's going to be different, but the principles, they remain the same. But the weekly system, guys, it needs to be structured to the individual. And when it comes to training, guys, a lot of guys are just showing up to the gym these days, and showing up to the gym is not enough. Yeah, like, a lot of people go on their physique journey and they believe they're walking in the gym and they're just going to create results. And that is bollocks, guys. Yeah, they arrive without a program. They jump on whatever is free, you know, whatever machine is free, and they just go through the motion. They perform these random exercises and change workouts every weekend. Just confuse sweating with effective training and attendance with progress. Like, you should go into the gym knowing what you're doing. Yeah, we actually need to train with intent, and we need to put our fucking phone away and stop fucking about, you know, and stop treating the gym like some social event, which it is today, guys. And that is the reality. You need to actually get your head into the muscle that you're training and actually create that stimulus. You know, in and out, guys, 45 minutes to an hour, in and out. Yeah, we're not going there to merely say that we went there. We're going there to literally force our body to adapt. So it's the exact same as the weekly structure. Like I say, it needs to be custom to you. The training has to be built around the person. You know, a beginner doesn't require some advanced bodybuilding program. Yeah, someone who's running huge weekly miles, who's training for a marathon, you know, needs a completely different setup to someone who's working an office job. Yeah, we've got hybrid guys inside Elite, you know. There's other guys who are just purely focused on building tissue. And that's what I'm doing, guys. You know, I'm in a performance phase right now. So the volume needs to be appropriate. And that's the way I see it. And more isn't always better. You know, you can get 3 to 4 solid days in there if you really want to. It's about the execution. It's about the performance and energy. Yeah, that's what I like to monitor on my guys. But again, training is part one of getting in shape, guys. All right, the bigger picture here is nutrition. Yeah, when it actually comes to staying disciplined and on track, we want to remove decisions around food. All right, your nutrition, it needs to be planned. Yeah, the meal timing, guys, it has to work around the day, where you having them energy dips throughout the day. You know, I'll go over that with my clients, guys. And again, macros need to be set and just align with you, with what you want to achieve, whatever phase you're in with your physique right now. But again, whole foods, guys. All right, whole foods is non-negotiable here. Like, the point is to stop all the emotions and the hunger and the convenience making the decisions for you guys, okay? And then we're just relying on all this gay motivation, and you just end up randomly snacking on a meal deal or whatever feels good in the moment, which is not the way, guys. Like, we actually want the food already there. We want the decisions made. And people might call you boring. People might call you boring and a loser at first for, you know, prepping your meals. But the way I see it, guys, fuck them. All right, I'd rather be called a loser for taking in my meals to work and staying at 10% body fat than just accepted being surrounded by a group of fucking average skinny fuckers doing absolutely nothing with their potential. It's that simple, guys. Like, you're on a mission with your body, and we want to be feeling it properly. Yeah, we want to be hitting our macros, guys. We want to actually be building towards something. Like, fuck their opinion, guys, all right? Their opinion, it doesn't deserve a change in your standards. And I always, you know, when it comes to nutrition, guys, I like to keep it simple. Yeah, you don't need a different breakfast every day and all this, guys, and some fancy Michelin star menu and fancy pastas and all this. What I tell my guys to do in Elite, guys, is just find the food you like, build it into the macros, and just hit it on repeat, all right? Cook in bulk. Yeah, keep the process simple. But again, structure to the nutrition, it's going to massively help when that motivation dies, when you have them stressful days at work. But once the systems are installed and they're repeated enough, guys, you know, it's just going to become automatic. All right, it's going to become a lifestyle. And that's the way I see it, guys. It is a lifestyle. Fitness is a lifestyle. But again, now we got to start looking at unprogramming everything that we've previously learned, okay, over the years, guys. That previous programming is still running in you right now. Yeah, the normal wake up times to everyone else, you know, the usual food choices and reaction and stress and all this weekend behavior, guys, which is gay as fucking. Even your internal language, okay? Like your current identity that you're operating at. Unless we, you know, replace the programming, guys, through repetition, building out the systems, you will be pulled back into that old version of you. That is normal, guys. And we need to actually install the habits. You know, over on my Insta, I always get the question all the time, how do you hit your macros to the gram every day? How do you wake up so early? I get up at 3 a.m. every single day. How do you stay consistent? How do you stay lean year round? All of this, guys, like, the fact of the matter is, I've installed this in myself. Yeah, a bit like a computer program. That's the way I look at it. You know, waking up early is normal. Training is normal. Eating whole foods, it isn't a diet to me. All right, what appears extreme to mediocrity, to society, guys, that is simply the baseline for me. And we're still upgrading the software. You know, we're still fine tuning weekly. The same with my clients. But again, we have to look at all that we've been, you know, programmed. Like, at the end of the day, we have soaked in our surroundings from family, from friends, from even just school, even, you know, social media, guys. That behavior, it's normal to us. Yeah, and if you're unhappy with your current identity, with your current body that you're operating at, you need to start unprogramming it, guys, all right? You need to start asking yourself, what am I watching? Who am I listening to on a daily basis? Who am I actually hanging around? What behaviors have become normal to me? Yeah, catch them patterns out, guys, you know, the bad habits. And now we need to start hanging around better people. Yeah, we need to start getting around better people, people with the body that you want, the habits that you want, the discipline that you want, the mental syntax that you want, you know, the results that you want. Yeah, this is all I've ever done, guys. I've literally looked at people, you know, who's possessed the characteristics that I respect, and I study and I operate, and I start operating like them. I start slowly adopting and installing those characteristics into myself. And you can do this through coaches, guys, through mentors, even just books, even audio books, guys. But do not watch this video and attempt to change all 30 behaviors tomorrow, guys. Yeah, and then create another motivational burst that literally lasts 3 days. Like, it's about starting small, you know, set small daily standards. You know, one of my first CC10 daily habits is simple, guys. It's the simple habit of making your bed. And it sounds silly, but just start. Yeah, start your day with an instruction. Yeah, and that way, you know, you said you're gonna do something and then you actually do it. Other places you can start, you know, hydrating upon waking, getting your hydration in. Even just the habit of walking. Yeah, walking for 10 minutes a day, no audio, no phone, none of that bollocks, no scrolling, guys. Like all these small actions that you can literally start taking today, and you start building that self-trust in yourself. And over time, through repetition, that becomes evidence. And you're just building a bulletproof identity, in all honesty. Yeah, because you stop breaking the promises to yourself day after day. It's that simple, guys. But again, confidence is not built through affirmations and through telling yourself you're confident. It is built, you know, through collecting evidence that you can literally trust yourself. Like, true change isn't merely what you do on a daily basis. It's who you actually start operating as. So you stop being someone who's literally trying, and you just be. You just be, guys. You're not, I'm trying to get shredded. I am shredded. I am eating better. I am disciplined. Okay, like that whole trying shit, you're leaving an escape route in your mind, guys. Yeah, we need to actually begin operating from the identity of the man that you envision in your head. Okay, I feel my body like a machine. I am 8 to 10% body fat year round with cat delts and veiny arms. I'm an absolute fucking stud. Like, we need to act like the man before we actually see the results. You know, when I was fat, guys, when I was getting my cardio done every day, which I didn't want to do, I envisioned this long-term goal. Yeah, that I created in my head. I could see myself on holiday that summer, looking better than everyone else. And I wanted to be noticed. That's the reality, guys. I wanted to be noticed by women, by other men. It's that simple. You know, it was a bit of a vanity thing at first when it came to fitness, because I was sick of feeling invisible in every room. And that's the reality, guys. And I just thought about all the times that I was rejected on nights out, all the times that I was laughed at in school for being ugly and unfit, guys. And I was just never taken seriously most of my life. And that was a reality, guys. And I used that as the fuel in the gym, all that pain, guys. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that. You know, that kind of pain initially drove me to grow. Like, at first, you might want to use that, guys, you know. And you might think that you want to use it for everyone else to notice around you, you know, just getting in shape, guys. But then one day you actually realize you're doing it for you. Yeah, you're doing it to become the man that you actually respect, because you refuse to live below your potential. It's not about this person and that person and comparing yourself to this, guys. It's about reaching your potential. Yeah. So stop asking yourself the question, do I feel motivated? And start asking yourself the question, who is the man I'm actually becoming? Like, who do I need to actually show up as today? And then you start acting like him. All right, not next week, not Monday, today, guys. Yeah, all this temporary motivation, it needs to be replaced with obsession. All right, obsession with personal growth. You know, personal growth, guys. Building the physique, developing new skills, improving your mental performance, your mindset, guys. All right, fitness is mostly mindset here. It's not, the physical part's easy. You know, increasing your physical capabilities and just reaching your potential. And that's what I believe we've been put here to do, guys. It's about becoming, you know, the most capable individual, the most capable and disciplined version of yourself. That's what I believe that we've been put on this earth to do. And social media and all this society BS has distracted us. But again, that person that you're becoming, it isn't going to happen overnight. All right, it's through the small daily inputs that you repeat over months, over years. And this obsession, it doesn't mean that you need to get obsessed with the gym and destroy your health and be training for 3 hours and ignoring all responsibilities throughout your life and having no social life and no relationship. Like fitness, guys, it's the tool to life. It isn't life, all right? Fitness isn't life. It means just about building yourself into the man you actually respect. Yeah, the mission that you're on. It's that simple, guys. Yeah, stop trying to make the process all exciting. Some weeks are gonna look slow. Progress may not always be obvious, but that is the process. All right, learn to love it, guys. You know, the guys inside my elite, all committed to the plan. And that doesn't mean every day they're gonna feel like training. All right, they have jobs, guys. They have responsibility. They have stress and lower energy days. I think it's human behavior, but they're committed. They're committed to the journey. They have the plan. They have the structure. They have the accountability, and they know what's required, and they don't rely on motivation, because motivation, guys, is gay. Okay, it's that simple, guys. They know exactly what they need, and what they need is the structure. Okay, that's simple, guys. But I hope you took some value from this, guys. Like I say, the busier your life becomes, the less you can literally afford to rely on all these emotions. Okay, and there's never going to be a time that you're going to be completely ready. It's that simple. Like, stop delaying it, guys. Okay, stop using it as permission to delay all these emotions, guys, and start acting before you're ready. Because motivation, it's going to get you through the gym door maybe once. It's maybe going to make you shred the first few kg of body fat. Maybe let you eat clean for a week. But motivation isn't going to build the man you respect. It's that simple, guys. That comes through discipline and habits and structure, guys. So I hope you took some value from this, guys. Shoot me a message over on Insta, Charlie Crawley Fit. But let's get it. Let's go, guys.